Alright, I know what you're thinking. Why the hell does this tree look like this? And that's why today we're going to be exploring the newest update of Strayed, and we're going to be seeing if this update is actually worth your time, or if it's just some garbage addition. Let's get straight to it. Alright, now before you ask, I will be piecing up together the video, putting little chip markers in it, so you can skip back to any point in the video if you would have forgotten, or if you just missed it. Alright, now first, we're going to start with the main portion of the update. Just mainly what you're going to be seeing the most, what the devs probably worked on the most, kind of just like, yeah, it's just going to be like that main portion, what you're going to be seeing most of the time. Next, we're going to go to the portions you may have seen, but just didn't realize was in the game, or part of the update. Kind of like the little animations, maybe the little additions you just didn't realize was there, those types of things. Finally, we're going to do the stuff you may have missed in the updates. Maybe it's little item redesigns, or maybe it's just the new ways things look, or the new ways other types of like additions were added to the game. Just little things you didn't realize were really there. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, now first we're going to start with the beaches. Now there's not going to be that much to talk about with the beaches, just because it's such a small portion of the update, but something that is nice is when you walk around, there is a new walking sound for when you're on the sand or the beaches. Just listen. So that's pretty cool, and also there is a new tree design that look like palm trees. Well, I mean, they are palm trees, but they look pretty similar, so just look at this. So me personally, I think it's pretty sick, and also I just had to include it. You are going to get wood from these. Just watch. Alright, moving on to the desert. Now the desert is going to consist of a lot of flat ground. In my experience, this is kind of like Clan City. There's clans everywhere in here, more later wipe, just because that flatter ground lets you build way more. But the desert also has its own walking sound. Just listen. Which is pretty sick. And another thing the desert consists of is cacti, which is really new. Since there is no cloth plants in the desert, the only way you can get cloth is by mining the cactus. Just watch. So that's pretty sick. And my personally favorite part is gonna be the big rocks you can climb and the new ways the rocks look. The desert also consists of new trees, which again also give you wood, but they have a little new redesign, which looks pretty sick. Alright, that's going to be everything for the desert. Let's move on to the forest. Alright, first we're going to talk about the new cloth plant models, which are pretty sick. You can also find these in the snow, which you'll see later, but for now, this is what they look like. I think they look pretty cool. Alright, next we got the new trees, which are absolutely sick. They remind me way more of redwoods now, but as you can see, the grass also changes as you walk through. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, the trees look pretty sick in my opinion. The way they like kind of rise up with like the branches that come from the sides, that just looks amazing. Now back to the grass. They've added grass to the game, which I've already mentioned changes when you walk into the forest area or like more of the trees in the forest area. But the grass looks sick, the way it like kind of has a circle around you that kind of like merges into your screen the more you run forward, how it kind of like builds in, kind of how like the rain does that. So it's pretty sick. Next, we have the new rock models, which you can actually climb way easier if you push yourself on top. Instead of having to do all this climbing and stuff, you can kind of just walk over some of them if they have a slope. These are definitely going to add a new advantage to PvP, the way the rocks are built and the way they kind of remote around each other. Also, it's going to be way easier to build rock bases with these new formations, in my opinion. The forest also consists of cool tree stumps that you can actually mine for wood, which is not really needed, but it is a cool addition I figured I'd add into the video. There is also bushes you can camp in now, so when you're running around through the new forest biome, I would really be careful, because there could be people camping in these bushes, which I've already experienced, and it sucks when you die to a bush camper, let me just tell you. So yeah, that's everything for the forest. Let's go to the snow. Alright, Now, the snow does consist of a lot of different properties you're going to need to know, starting with the temperature system. The new temperature system makes it so when you walk into the snow, you start freezing. So you're going to want to bring certain levels of clothing. Certain levels of clothing give you more warmth than others. If you look on the screen, on the left side, you'll see a little snowflake with a number. That's how much percentage or protection you have against the snow. Freezing can also happen in the forest, but it's not enough to be lethal, and that only happens at night. But with the snow, you can also use campfires to warm up, so it's a cool addition that you can use multiple ways to stay nice and cozy. They also added a new comfort system to the game, and if you haven't played Rust, I'll just explain it. That comfort meter will appear, and you will start getting health in exchange for hunger. It's pretty cool. Alright, next we're going to talk about the new tree models, which yes, again, you can mine for wood, but the new tree models look sick, the way they look white, and just kind of stand there. I mean, there's not much to talk about the trees, but I just think they're really cool additions, so obviously I gotta include that for every biome. The rocks do look the same in the snow, so we're not going to include anything about that. But something really sick is when you walk into the snow, as you can see, the fog effect appears. It's always foggy whenever you're in the snow, and when you walk out, the fog effect will disappear. So it's always going to be a little bit foggy. It's always going to be a little bit brighter in the snow when it comes to night. But just so, like, you don't get blinded, I think. I mean, that's why they would add it, I'd assume. But also, it's just a pretty cool effect. Now, my personal favorite part about the snow is when it's raining in the forest, if you move onto the snow, it will start snowing. And the snow looks so sick. The way it falls in front of you and just rolls onto the ground, it gives me, myself, that Christmas homey vibe. Especially when you're in a little 2x1 solo in the snow while it's snowing. It is the best feeling ever, let me tell you. It is so clean. The animation is so clean. You gotta check it out if you own Strayed. The snow will also have a little scary, kind of ghosty sound as the wind flows past the snow. Just listen. So, you're gonna want to get used to that. Alright, now that we are on stuff you may have realized, but just you didn't realize was in the update, this is going to consist of mainly animations. Now, let me just tell you, when it comes to the new hemp model, the new cloth model, the new bush model, the way the trees look, if you pay close attention, you'll see the way they sway in the wind, the way the trees kind of move. It looks so clean, let me just tell you. So clean. It, like, brings warmth to my heart. I'm not even lying. I'm always there for the realism, the little animations. So this looks so good. Even the grass, if you pay close attention, kind of shifts in the wind. It looks so good. If you have Strayed, you gotta go try it for yourself, because I cannot describe how good this looks. Compared to what we used to have, this looks amazing. Alright, now we are on stuff you may have missed. Now, something you may have missed is the new wooden gate and the new wooden wall model. These look pretty clean. You can no longer climb them, but you can still put ladders on them. So it looks pretty sick. Just watch. Now we're on to the new dropping and pickup animation. Compared to what we used to have, the way it moves to your hand looks sick. It's like a cool little, like, it's not really like that much, like it doesn't really do that much, but it's just a little animation. It adds a little bit more depth to the game. It looks really clean in my opinion. And lastly, we're on to the new sunsets and sunrises. If you pay attention during the morning or the night, right before it turns morning or night, you'll see how the sky kind of turns pink and orange. It looks so sick. Even when I look at one in real life, like, I don't want to be a nerd, but it looks kind of similar, I'll just tell you. So it looks super sick. You gotta try that out. Alright, now that's gonna be everything for the Strayed update. Tag down in the comments anything I may have missed, and I'll go check it out. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.